Am
Yes.
I ready?
Oh, get out of here.
That's
That's okay.
Wah,
That's
wah,
okay.
wah.
Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to
Heroes, comedy heroes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's how magicians solve
Wow.
That's what we're
That's
doing.
one of those,
Elaine.
Stay over.
We are going to be feeding Sam sugar and see how much it actually takes for him to win his ability to solve. Right? This is science. We're doing this for science, Sam. Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times with Sam Ezersky, and welcome back to Crosswords Live. We have a very interesting puzzle for you today, but first I'd like to welcome back my solving buddy. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing quite all right. I loved this puzzle. This one's going to be a lot of fun, whether you're just dipping a toe into the Thursday waters, or if you're a regular solver, or even a constructor who appreciates a certain level of elegance. I think our constructor has done an excellent job with this puzzle.
This was
Really excited.
absolutely, I think this was absolutely an elegant puzzle. Before we get into it, I just wanted to mention that in celebration of Black History Month, the puzzles from Monday through Saturday this week have all been constructed by Black constructors. This one today is by Deb Amlen, who is having, this is, I believe, his third puzzle for the New York Times. Is that right, Sam?
That's correct. Derek, actually, we had the privilege of solving another puzzle of his on live back in, I want to say, August. He had a collaboration that was about gray area, black and white squares. It was really cool. And he had another puzzle published. Ready for this, Deb? Before that, his other puzzle was published more than 20 years prior under Will Short's in 1997.
Wow.
So that's where the third puzzle comes from. It's really cool to have him back.
I think that sets a record for hiatus. I really do. We have a bunch of people joining us today. Kimberly number 2 says, I almost forgot that it was Thursday. That's okay, Kimberly. The day formerly known as Thursday under the pandemic is now known as Blur's Day. It doesn't really matter. We just this is the way Sam and I can actually tell time, is when we know it's time for Crosswords Live.
Oh, you joke. I'm actually like, Deb, I'm dead serious. Like, that is absolutely how I tell time. Is our scheduling Crosswords Live in the New York Times Crossword app. Otherwise, I have no idea what day of the week it is.
That's right. That's how we tell time. Lori says, good morning from Washington State. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
And Valeria Silvestri is back. She says she didn't go grocery shopping to see us. Oh, but don't worry, my freezer is full exactly in case. Thank you, Valeria. I hope you get to go a little bit later on. I know it's much later where you are in Italy. I don't know if there's, if the supermarkets are open quite as late as they are here in the States. Anyway, let's get into solving. This puzzle is very interesting. There is a special element that you see in many, well, not many, but a lot of Thursday puzzles.
Every so often.
But we're going to hold off on telling you what that is. We hope you'll join us by putting your answers and your guesses in the comments. Please don't be shy. We would love to hear from you. The more brains, the better. And let's get started. Sam, did you have any particular gimmies for this? That's how we like to get started, right?
Yeah, I did. I'd like to hop to, actually, right before I get into my gimme right here, Deb, I just want to point out, we talk about how every Thursday crossword, every puzzle Monday through Thursday and the Sunday is always going to have a theme. Usually the theme is found in the longest across answers. What's really interesting, I just want to point out, as we just keep this in the back of our minds as we solve, there are actually just a lot of long answers here. 6, 7, 8, 7, 7, 8. These two, obviously. So we might have to struggle a little bit to find out where exactly this theme is. So let's keep our eyes peeled.
And the thing is that, on Thursdays, and this is something I tell readers a lot in the wordplay column, is expect anything. I mean, we've had puzzles where the theme was literally outside the grid.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
had talk about having to think outside the box. Purse 2222 is here with us and says hi, Purse.
Hi there.
I'll tell you that Mr. Blue Sky group I knew.
Putting it in there right for you.
ELO.
That's ELO.
Little music right off the bat, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's
puzzle.
almost intentionally that angle.
Exactly.
This is one of our favorite answers in the New York Times crossword. ELO with its friendly letters has shown up numerous times.
In addition to REO for REO Speedwagon.
Exactly.
Mitchell Juera is with us and says, hello, tried to solve solely on my own before the stream today, but got stuck.
Hey, that's what we're here for. That's
exactly. Great. We will help you get there. That's what we're doing. We're always all solving together. Bruce Giordano is with us and says 16 across is Dora. That's a good game.
Explorer of children's TV. It's got to be Dora. We even had a letter to help us out if we really were.
Exactly. Mitchell says, I just learned about ELO because my boyfriend got a record of theirs. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. They were very big back in the day. I don't know if they're still touring or recording.
I've got a very fun fact about ELO and the New York Times crossword that actually, the real ones will get to tuck this away if they really want a fun fact. Will Short's all-time favorite song, you guys, the crossword editor of the New York Times, is Do Ya by ELO. So there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Fact. So now you know. Right. If you're a crossword diehard, you get to tuck that one away.
There you go. Nice fact. Speaking of Will, before we go, and because people are starting to put their guesses in, tomorrow night, Friday, February 5th, from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, if you are interested in cryptic crosswords and how those devilishly twisted clues are written, Will Shorts and John Halpern, who is a British cryptic setter or composer, as constructors are called across the pond, will be doing a live event where John literally makes a cryptic crossword live, and the money that is raised for by the tickets will be going to the New York Times Neediest Cases Fund, which is an excellent cause. If you'd like more information on that, you can see a separate piece on Wordplay. Just scroll down through the daily columns till you find a picture of Will Shorts there, and you can click on that to get more information for signing up. I hope you do, because I'll be there, and I'm not, commenting, but I'll be watching.
Woo!
Let's see. We've got.
What are the guesses coming in? Or should I just keep jumping?
Well, I have to say, Chris Butko noticed the same thing I did. One across and one down is weld and wed, and they're twin clues, which is so much fun because
so fun.
I was going to say the fact that weld means joined together, and wed means joined together if you drop the L in wed, is a potential crossword theme. And that's how constructors think. I swear we're not weird. That's just how our brains work. That puzzle guy, better known as Tyler Hinman,
welcome back.
Former champion of the American Crossword Puzzle Tournament several times over, clocked a 3 minute and 2 second on this last night. Well, get out.
Not bad.
That really is not bad. Let's see. J Tink 11 says one across and one down are terrific. Patch says 13A is a classic. I only know what this is because of crossword puzzles answer. What is 13 across?
That's going to be the Eloy.
Yes, absolutely.
From the Time Machine. And yes, that actually, that's a good point. Is that, you know what, whether it's fun or not fun, or even just a little irksome, there are just going to be some answers that are so helpful to constructors, like the Eloy and the Time Machine. And they're just going to show up in so many puzzles. So you know what? If you solve enough puzzles, you're naturally going to get better. You're going to see a clue like post-human race. What's that?
That's how I know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Lori says that 18 down is Dieu, as in mon Dieu.
Mon Dieu. D-I-E-U. Excellent. Right? The little bit of French that I know.
Miles Lobdell says terrific is too long for both one across and one down. You're right. You're right, Miles, but we've solved that one. I know there's a bit of a lag, and I'm scrolling to try and get everybody called out here.
It is a terrific cross, though.
It is a very good crossing. Billy Haas has signed up for the Zoom, cannot wait, although I know nothing of cryptic crosswords. Oh, he's
even better.
Even That's better. Okay. You are going to see magic occur because I happen to love cryptic crossword puzzles. To me, they're a palate cleanser after a week of doing American style crossword puzzles, which I do for work. I'm really looking forward to this. I hope everybody signs up for it. Besides the fact that it does raise money for a great cause. Let's see. Marilyn Johnson's with us, and she says, "Oh yes, one across is weld." Thank you for that. And Nicole Xavier is here. She says 27 across is we. Now, can I just tell you how long I wanted that to be NES? Until I got that middle I.
See, that's the problem when you solve too many crosswords.
Yes.
You see Eloy and ELO, and NES shows up all the time. But nope, this one's just the we.
That's the we. And Mitchell Swear says, I think 4 down is dials in.
It is. I wanted to jump to this one. I think this is a great one to piece together. We have DIA. Calls a talk show. So you know it's going to be an S. Dials in. Parts of speech match. Excellent.
And Tyler, that puzzle guy, says, which means Paolo probably solved it before it was released. That's sort of an insider baseball joke. Paolo Pasco is a New York Times constructor. He's also a very, very fast solver. And I do need to say here that please ignore Tyler and any mentions of speed solving here. That is not what we are here for, Tyler. We are here to encourage people to take their time, smell the roses, and enjoy the puzzle, but that's okay.
Paolo's also like
really impressed. What?
Paolo's also like 20, and so Tyler and myself, two ex-young gun solvers, are now shaking our fist at the new guard that is approaching and just blowing both of us out of the water. I never touched Tyler's time.
And Lori says, "Wow!" Lori says, "Wow, I was pretty close to his time at 21 minutes and 4 seconds."
Hey, that's a great time.
Yeah. We have a lot of people agreeing on we versus NES and dials in and Eloy. Billy Haas says 6 down is econ. The
MBA class. I like that. Deb, we always talk about fill in the blanks. I mean, check out 26 across. It doesn't matter what day of the week this is. If you've got blank E blank and it's blank Xing, that's head, right?
Head, right. Like a foot crossing, I guess.
Exactly.
And we have technically, PERS 222 says technically GCN, but I doubt crosswords let that happen. I'm not sure what that is, but okay. We have other people. Okay. Let's see. Noadia agrees on dials in. Nicole Xavier says 35 across is scoop.
Let's check this out. Ice cream unit is a scoop. I like that. That's just a fun clue answer combo. Why not? That's great.
We have some guy named Derek Allen in here, and he says wet weld is a great theme idea. I might steal it. That's today's constructor for everybody who's just tuning in. Welcome, Derek. Let's see. Nicole Xavier also says 8 down is 9 p.m.
Let's see. Prime time. Yeah, that's good. I mean, we have the P there, which is really helpful. So you say, okay, it's something p.m. 4 letters come before it. It's not 8. It's not 7.
Right.
There we go.
I thought that 8 p.m. was prime time, but I guess 9 p.m. could be too.
You can argue it.
Let's see. Eli Darrington agrees with Ped. Let's see.
I just want to take a look at this long one again, just to keep the gears turning here. Not that we need to get this, but we've got a 1993 country hit by Joe Diffie. If we have any, country music enthusiasts out there that just want to throw this in. We also have, there's actually a lot of songs in this puzzle. We've also got 1966 hit by the Rolling Stones for you rock fanatics. There's even 2017 hit, a 2017 hit, a 2008 hit, a 1968 hit that all have the same name. I mean, there's lots of music in this puzzle, and I think we should continue to key in on that as we're solving. There might be a
think
reason
so.
for all of this.
You never know. Just to catch up, Aria Give says 67 across if you want to leap down there.
Tara. Is Tara Lipinski excellent? You know,
Very
sometimes you
good.
just know those names, whether it's a Monday puzzle or a Saturday crossword.
And that gets us into the
Excellent.
Southwest, so thank you for that. Let's see. Nawadia says, I'm late on everything. It's okay, Nawadia. There's a bit of a lag in the stream, so I'm scrolling through. And I want to say this to everybody in general. We really appreciate you helping us out with this. We see the clues, but sometimes they scroll by very quickly. So we can't call everyone out, but we do love the fact that you're there and we would like you to keep going. I'll try to call on as many people as possible.
The more comments, the better. So Deb and I have to talk less about our own insights.
Exactly.
Because surely you don't want to hear us just, chatter away.
Mitchell says 5 down is majestic.
Ooh.
That's a cool word.
Ooh, wow, with just the C. You know what? That's impressive.
That's really not bad.
We've got majestic. Maybe that'll help us with these crossers here. We've got a kind of palm, AC blank I. Ooh.
And yeah, Olivia too agrees with that. Nancy Burke Osborne says 57 across if you want to.
Gosh, we're really jumping around.
Yeah.
Where originally
in situ.
In situ. A little bit of Latin there. Nice way to throw that in. That's impressive on a Thursday. Well done.
Now, we were talking about being able to guess things from letter patterns, and Aria Give says that, 17 across is John Deere Green.
So that is the name of the country hit. So you even have, we've got J-O blank N. The thing is, here, I'm just going to start.
We're going to run out of letters.
We have run out of letters. So what do we do when we've run out of letters to fill in a crossword, Deb?
Aria has given us a hint. They say, I think the colors are supposed to be initialed. Now, that's true. You can write the first letter of the color in this last box. So give that a try.
But why are we why is this not deer written in a single square? Have we truly
That's a really good idea. Well, you know what? Let's see what the crosser in the last square is.
Here we go. Okay, so it's the 2017 hit by Lord, also a 2008 hit by John Legend, and a 1968 hit by the American Breed. That's a mouthful.
Man, how about could that be green light?
Okay, you're really up on this stuff. So I guess you only need one way.
I'm not doing too bad, and as far as pop music is concerned. You know what I find though is when we can't fit things into the slot that they're supposed to go into, you know what that means, don't you, Sam?
I'm pretty sure it means the constructor and Will Shorts, and actually I may as well just throw myself in there on the editorial side. We have grossly overlooked something. I
think he left out a couple of squares.
We did leave out a couple of squares in both directions at that. This makes absolutely no sense. What do we do?
You know what though? We could use the rebus button.
The what?
The rebus button, that thing up at the top that we talk about.
This bad boy up here. So what does this do? What's the whole point? What is the point of a rebus?
A rebus is a crossword element that means you have to write more than one letter. Well, it can mean a lot of things, but in this case, it means you are supposed to write more than one letter in a square.
You can't do that.
You can't?
Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe we can, because we love breaking every last rule on a Thursday when we have the opportunity.
You are bad boys. You
not
are okay. Yeah, Billy Haas got it too. Apparently, green is the rebus there. So it's John Deere green and green light. So you click on that rebus square.
I'll do it all over again. One sec.
You click on the rebus button.
Right up here.
right
Okay.
up there. That opens up the last square and allows you to type whatever you want into the square. I think there's a limit on the number of letters, but I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, I don't think so. You can have all
Yeah.
sort. We just choose not to throw at you like a 17-letter rebus. You know.
Thank you. Right.
They
No
don't.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious rebuses. Right.
You say that we actually have run supercalifragilisticexpialidocious as a rebus before.
Right,
We've
but
just
not all
broken
in
it
one
up into
square.
syllables. What's
Not all in one square.
that? Not all in one.
Right. Because that would be a whole paragraph. So let's see. So now we've got John Deere green and green light crossing each other. It's really cool that we've got both. They're both songs and they both involve the color green.
And they share that color right there on the corner like that, right? You see how that's what the rebus does. It seems like a mind blower, except you realize that we're not just being the constraint. Derek Allen, a seasoned vet since 1997 and perhaps even before, is not just getting lazy with this. He says, "Well, you can write the word green across and down as long as it's in a as long as it's in a single square." So,
right. But you know what? And that's good. It actually is a very tricky thing to have to construct and a tricky thing for people to solve. People either love rebuses or they hate them. There's very little in between. And even Mitchell Schwer says, I forget about rebuses every single Thursday, no matter how many I solve.
that's okay.
me
That
too,
means it's not
Mitchell.
getting old.
Me too. And you want to know something though? Here's how I recognize a rebus in a square, because I used to be completely rebus blind. I figured out a rule for myself. The rule is if you find that you've been solving the puzzle for a while and have filled very little in, and you find yourself at the point where you're actually cursing at the puzzle, it's probably a rebus.
Probably a rebus. By extension, Deb, I think you
Yeah.
also another building off that. A way you can tell that there's a rebus lurking here is you finally have enough letters. In this case, I can't remember who it was that chimed in. You finally have enough letters to know that like you're like, okay, this has to be John Deere Green,
Right.
the country hit by Joe Diffie. What else is it going to be? There's not another John Deere blah 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 country hit, but it doesn't fit. And then you say, okay, so that's how you know maybe there's a rebus. Then you just got to look for it in the other direction. Deb, you were
Right.
like, well, this has to be green light. Oh, wait.
I
Both
just
of
have to
these
know
bear
it.
the word green.
I was
That's
not
what's
familiar
gonna be
with,
rebusized.
right. I was not familiar, unfortunately, with the John Diffie song, but I did know Green Light, and it made sense that John Deere Green was the name of the song because John Deere tractors are green, and I'm sure it has other things to do with it.
John Deere Aquamarine.
Right. Purse 222 suggested we glue more squares on, which is definitely an option.
If we make like a 3D crossword, maybe they can just like stack one on top of another. I don't know.
Will used to have those as varieties, the 3D crosswords. I loved those. I wish he would run them some more.
I'll have to make one.
We have a couple of people here who are suggesting Mustang for 30 across.
Yeah, Camaro Competitors Mustang. Excellent. Love when you can just fill it in with enough letters.
Exactly. Dawn Up North has said, yes, it's a rebus. Aria Gaive said 5 across is range ? Mode ? We've got N already, so I'm going to bet that it's mean.
I'm glad you figured out that meaning of average, though. So I think that was just a nice suggestion to the answer there. So
Exactly.
that gives us kind of poem AC blank I. Is there something wrong here, Deb?
No, I think that although I will tell you, we know that the favorite berry of the crossword is the acai.
The acai berry. So that gives us acai and I.
I used to pronounce acai until I was corrected. And I will tell you that I did learn that it's a palm. It comes from a palm tree, which I did not know. And I love the fact that I'm learning from the crossword.
I think that is, hey, I say this every time. That's one of my favorite. That's my favorite part about solving the New York Times crossword is there's always something new to learn or to tuck away for next time. If that was your fun fact to take away, then great. That's awesome.
Noadia says, I love this. Ha ha ha. Rebus makes my life. I am so glad you enjoy it, Noadia, because honestly, we have a lot of rebus.
I hope you enjoy it.
I won't say haters, but people who are uncomfortable with rebuses on wordplay. But you know what? I think once you're used to them, that's fine. And that puzzle guy says, quote, "Who in the hell ever heard of 3 letters in a single box?" And supposedly it's a quote from Wordplay in 2006.
I believe that. I'm trying to remember who said it.
That might be the documentary, because the movie Wordplay, because Wordplay, the column didn't exist in 2006. We didn't come on board until 2008.
The movie came before the writing.
Exactly. Dawn Up North also loves rebus puzzles, and Noadia is shouting out Bodak Yellow.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
That's 38 down. 2017 hit by Cardi B. That's got to be better. Except we have 6 squares. It can't be. I mean, can it be?
Huh.
Well, what's the theme?
The theme is songs with colors in the title.
What have we been doing with these colors? Well, the one color that we had thrown at us.
Yeah. Well, Nancy Burke Osborne says, "You guys are so funny when you pretend you don't know about the rebus." Yeah, you know what? You've called us out, Nancy. We do solve these ahead of time, but you know what? We just like to have fun with this, and we want to give people who have not already solved the puzzle an experience just like the way we solved the puzzle. So we kind of stretch this out for dramatic effect.
Oh yeah, I helped accept this puzzle. I'm a total fibber. I don't get to solve any of these puzzles, but this is my opportunity to solve them and have fun with them as I would normally.
Thanks. And yep. That puzzle guy says, "Put the entire text of Atlas Shrugged in there." God, I must be really behind in comments. I'm going to scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta get moving. We're behind.
Right.
But I was gonna say, Deb, let's check. So we have Bodak. It's Bodak Yellow, right? It's gotta be. We can check our crosser here.
Oh,
1966 hit by the Beatles.
That's gotta be Yellow Submarine.
So here,
we all live in Yellow Submarine. Yeah, there you go.
What do we do to fit yellow into the square?
Who says that Thursday puzzles are not possible to do?
Exactly. But what do we do to put yellow in the square?
We write very small.
We can. So that's actually what you do if you're solving in print. But
yes,
if you're doing this digitally, we can click our friendly neighborhood rebus button, which is a bit off center just based on our streaming mode here we're displaying, but it should show up better on your actual solving device than on ours.
I would hope so.
Hit the enter key, then boom, Bodak Yellow crosses Yellow Submarine. Did you ever talk about a crossover? I mean,
right. Yeah. Well, I find it very interesting that we've got so many different genres so far in music.
I really liked that about this puzzle on the editorials. We wanted to make sure, I'd say traditionally, there's been an overrepresentation of, let's say classic rock in the New York Times Crossword puzzle. I really like and hope that this felt like some great variety, regardless who you're a fan of.
Verse 222 is referring back up to acai and says, "When you learned the proper pronunciation, did you breathe a sigh of relief?"
Oh, I love that joke. Well done.
Yes, very well done. You're among punning friends here, so not to worry about that.
Still jumping around. Progress made in step 1. Building superintendent's apartment number often. I'm jumping to the short ones, solvers, because usually they're easiest to get toeholds from for the longer stuff, right?
Yes.
If we have Les Mis fans here.
God. I gotta tell you, anytime I see a Les Mis reference, I once had the entire soundtrack to Les Miserables stuck in my head for about 6 months.
Me too.
Playing on a loop in my brain. This happens. It happened with Hamilton too. And every time I get it out, I then see something like this in the crossword, which now I've got "Who Am I" playing on a loop in my head again.
Jean Valjean. Yes.
I must be the only one like that.
Oh no. That's absurd. Especially with Les Mis. So that's AMI. We've got that. 53
And
downs.
we have Nicole Xavier who says 68 across is IKEA.
Oh, its products often come with Allen wrenches. That's a fun Thursday angle. There we go.
And it's very cool. She said, I love how Derek snuck his name in. I didn't even notice that.
We've got, let's see. I know this. Kyle's brother on South Park is Ike.
Right? With
So
the
helpful with the
bisected head.
Yeah, exactly.
This was an interesting one. Valeria Silvestri says 39 down is animists.
Oh, yeah. Tough answer. People who believe that all natural objects have souls. Though, if this is a word that you didn't happen to know, it's easy enough to infer. We're halfway there.
We are.
Let's see.
Come on, let's bring this one home.
Let's bring it home. We've got more Rebuses to find.
Yes, we do. Olivia Chu agrees with Am I? And Mitchell Jouer brings up something interesting. Now, if I can just get a live stream to help me through the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday puzzles too. Listen, Mitchell,
I mean,
you never know. We may be expanding this at some point. We're a little understaffed, but I'm open to doing the Mondays to help new solvers get started. I'm open to doing the a discussion of the theme lists Friday and Saturdays. I don't know if we have time for the Sundays, but
everybody's got time for a Sunday. Come on.
Nawadia and a couple of other people like Marilyn Johnson say 61 down is Obama's.
Oh, where are we?
61 down.
51. Former first family are the Obamas. Yes. Good letters in place. I think we should check out this interesting and just so funny that these words cross.
Yeah.
53 downs catchword. And this is how a cross-reference works, in case you, like me, I used to be very confused by cross-references, I have to say. All you need to do is just substitute what the answer to 53 down is. We don't know that yet, but
I think I do.
Chef known by his first name. So what do we
I love cooking shows and stuff like that, so I happen to think that's Emerald.
There we go. So then you say, Emerald, we have the answer. So what is Emerald's catchword? And it just
Purse 222 has got it. It's bam.
Bam. Excellent. I can hear it in my head the way he says it.
Right.
We've got quite a tale crossed with tough clue. Some do it gracefully.
Well, me.
Yes, Deb. Yes, Deb.
I don't know if I'm doing this, but age.
There we go.
I think aging gracefully is overrated, personally.
I'll let you know my feelings on it.
Okay.
Let's see. We've got get rid of. So of follows this answer just as well as the clue.
Well, I think I've got that crossing, and because Purse 222 has told me that the crossing is saga.
Is saga. Quite a tale is a saga. We have that G there that really helps. This is why getting these little crossers are so
sometimes
key.
It's epic, but we do have the AGA there already. So by default, it's saga. And that means the crosser, I think, is dispose.
Dispose of. If you get rid of something, you dispose of something. That's why we put that of in parens like that. Just a fun little editorial.
What about that KI blank one?
AI, not be serious. Oh, pick me.
We kid.
That's kid. I kid you not.
Yeah.
We've got some cameras in brief. Crossing leftover. We also have 38 down genre. Well, we have 38 down. What is Bodak Yellow's genre?
Well, I have to say that given the 3-letter answer ending in P, it's probably going to be rap.
Never mind. We've also got Deb. You said you come from a family, or at least a sibling with ballet talents.
I do. My sister used to dance with the New York City Ballet, and she still teaches. The ballet classroom fixture, hopefully, is a bar.
I like the hopefully in there. Yeah, that would make it a lot tougher if it wasn't there.
Right. And that gives Noadia says leftover is residue. And I'm thinking other people have gotten that too. So please forgive me if I haven't called on you by name. Miles Lobdell says bar is another word I see in crosswords I wouldn't know otherwise. So TIL. Today I learned.
Today you learned.
And look at this. We've almost finished that corner.
We've almost finished the corner. I just wanted to say that residue was a
sorry.
perfectly cromulent guess. But here it's so tough because we have 8 letters, and then left over here for a Thursday crossword is actually an adjective. You don't read it as such. So that's how it becomes residual rather than just residue on its own. Just a finer point. Just want to point that out.
Valeria, Silvestri, and Nawadia have corrected me, so thank you for that. Just goes to show you I don't always get them right.
Let's see. We've got, so what's this last score? Some cameras in brief crossing, sound made while shaking.
Well, I think the sound made while shaking is very apropos right now here in the Northeast. It's burr.
It is burr. I'm cold right now. Yes. We've got staying power, so to speak, crossing what it might take to solve, this is a keyword, old problems.
Right. So we want to focus on old problems. So if we're solving them, we probably need new ideas.
I like that. And that is one way you piece together an answer from the clue. And see, a lot of this, like, we want you, I say we, Will Shorts, myself, Joel Faliano, Winna Lou, Tracy Bennett, the editorial team, the Crosswords editorial team for the New York Times. We want you to be able to solve this crossword. So we're trying to give you just enough of a hint to be able to really work your way through some of these tougher answers. So
absolutely. And you know, it can't be too easy because they do get more challenging as the week goes on. Thursday in particular is, I think, a special slot. Will Shorts disagrees with me, says it's just one harder than Wednesday. And it is sometimes but most of these Thursdays have some sort of a trick. Nicole Xavier says burr, sir, and that's a segue into an Hamilton.
Aaron Burr, sir.
Thanks a lot, Nicole. Although I don't mind the Hamilton thing.
No,
I honestly, that's probably one of my favorite soundtracks ever. Billy Ha has 33 down, which I think.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh, this is crazy. Okay. 1991 hit by Michael Jackson. We only have 4 letters, so I don't know how the heck we're gonna fit.
Now we're fitting this into 4 squares. Before we do that, though, Marilyn Johnson says 60 down is O negative.
Is O neg? I like the neg there. Yes, I think we should check to see if it's A, B, or O with the crosser. And fortunately, we have a nice fill in the blank where as long as you know your world capitals, you know that this is Addis Ababa. So it's going to be A negative.
Which I'm A negative. I did not know that was a rare blood type. Look at me being rare.
So special. Perfectly cromulent guess for O negative, though. You know, I mean, you just have to check that crosser. It's tough sometimes. It's tough goings out there.
Okay, so back to the center of the thing. Billy Haas has the answer.
Do we check its crossers first, or do we want to try it?
We can. Bruce Giordano has 32 across.
That's our Rolling Stones hit. And then at 45 across, we've got a 1983 hit by Billy Idol. So 3 different songs interlocking here. What have we seen happen with the other songs that are interlocking?
Well, they all share a rebus color.
So that'll give us a few ideas for how to fill in this one. So what you got? What do we got, solvers?
Well, I think Bruce says 32 across is painted black.
Okay, so let's try that. We know that there's going to be a rebus, paint it, and sure enough, there's that one remaining square for the color black. So I'm going to click the rebus button. I'm going to type in the word black, and I'm going to hit my enter key on my keyboard.
Exactly, and that Valeria Silvestri agrees with that. Chris Butko has 45 across. He says White Wedding.
That's White Wedding. That one, I think of all the songs in this puzzle, is the one that I've just been. I'm hearing that that initial guitar intro.
The growl of Billy Idol's voice, and that gives us the Michael Jackson hit Black or White.
I also hear this initial guitar intro, which is equally crazy. Let's see. So yeah, paint it. How elegant is this? First of all, the reason why I said, there are going to be some constructors out here. If you're out there watching this, that puzzle guy et al., you have to appreciate the constraints that Derek had to work with. Not only did he say, okay, I need a nice variety of songs, not just classic rock stuff that traditionally appears in New York Times crossword puzzles.
Right.
I need a nice variety of songs that intersect, that all of colors in their name, that intersect at a color rebus and look, are perfectly symmetric in the grid too.
That's very
here,
elegant. It
here
really
and
is.
here, with this special, the cherry on top, the absolute flex by this constructor is saying, look what else I can do. I can put
That's
black
an
or white smack in the middle with painted
An
black and white.
interesting way to put it. It's a constructing flex.
Oh, it's a flex. Absolutely.
And just before before we go on, I want to just let our viewers know that we're going to be asking Sam Ezersky about something very interesting. A very interesting thing that he has before we sign off that has to do with this puzzle. So please stay tuned for that.
Sounds so ominous.
Yeah, right.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Fortunately, it's not
that big of a deal.
Right. We have a lot of people agreeing on Painted Black, Valeria, Marilyn Johnson. Let's see. Nicole Xavier says 11 down. If you want to skip up to the top, is Vera Wang, speaking of weddings.
Excellent. That's a great answer in a puzzle, too. A full name, cool letters. I like my scrabbly letters in my names. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Nice to work that in with like Mustang crossing it, too. I just think they're fun answers. I don't know.
Derek Allen, our constructor, says, I wish I could have squeezed hum or sing into the grid as well. Hopefully one of the songs is stuck in your head now. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
Let's see. We have Nicole Xavier also says 46 down is designs.
Designs were pattern for designs, and that's perfect. I mean, we had 3 of the 7 letters. You know it's designs if it's D blank SI blank blank blank. So excellent work. We've got, how about make more enticing, as the deal.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, you could sweeten it.
You could sweeten the deal. And that gives us some good clean crossings here in net. Tough clue for clear. That's a verb. To clear something is to net an amount. And bearded beast is new. I like that Derek has even worked to keep like these short answers. It's already not easy to stack something like white wedding, sweeten, in situ, crossing new ideas and designs. But Derek has even he hasn't even phoned in the 3s. They're like 2 perfectly good real words. Really, this is a feat of construction. Perfectly cromulent, indeed.
I think what you're trying to say is that it's a well-filled puzzle, considering that it's a fairly complex theme. It's very hard to sit a theme into a grid and still be able to fill the puzzle well around it, because some people forget that, yes, you've come up with a theme and you've put it successfully into a grid, but there's a lot more for people to solve, and you don't want to lose their interest. You don't want to bring them down. This one, I think, kept us going all the way through. I really
hope so.
Enjoyed it. Billy Haas says 22 across is EIN.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering what this one was. Fig abbreviation on some
We have one. We have an employee identification number.
Yep.
EIN. And let's see, Noadius is 47 down is it is not.
It is not. I think it is what was the hardest part here. So I'm glad we only need to fill in the not there.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting clue, Deb. You want to check out 72 across? I thought this was just kind of
as somebody who has read Dante's Inferno many times, that is the river Styx.
Is the river Styx. Nice one.
Yeah. Derek Allen says he had EIN in there because he's in accounting.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool to learn more about the constructor's personal preferences. We love doing our best to really preserve the constructor's voice in the puzzle too. So even if it was something as subtle as that, Derek, that's really cool to learn.
It really is. Purse 222 is all the news that's fit to print. And do we have Nat yet?
We do. Oh, the itty bitty biter at 64
yeah,
across.
there you go. That's a cute clue.
I like it is not crossing Nat and then another silent GN animal right next to it. That's very cool.
Bruce Giordano says 69 across is Nome, is in Nome, Alaska.
Not you. No.
No.
Me.
No,
Me.
right. No, me.
And then Amy Sedaris, Tex Avery created Bugs Bunny. Remember seeing
Shout
her name
out
on
to
Looney
Amy
Tunes?
Sedaris.
Shout out to Amy Sedaris, indeed.
And Billy Haas says 66 down is Tex Avery.
We got
The
that. Nice
animator
work.
of Bugs Bunny.
So we've got, just a few squares left here and there. How about, do we know who founded Taoism? Or a singing siren? Or the slightest
Oh,
bit?
I do know. Ooh, I do know singing
Yes,
siren.
Deb.
That
Yes,
would be
Deb.
Lorelei.
It's Lorelei with an E, not Lorelei Gilmore with an A.
Another singing reference. In fact, Chris Butko brought up a good point that there are some non-theme musical references in here, like Styx, the group Styx, include differently, and ELO.
Mhm.
Let's see. Nicole Xavier wanted. I'm sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Nicole Xavier wanted 42 across to be some bullion stock animal.
Well, funny that you should mention this because look, let's see what we can do with this twisty clue. Maybe we can help our solvers, illustrate a little more about like what goes into really dissecting like where the wordplay is in a question mark clue. You've got this normal phrase stock symbol. You might think like a ticker symbol. However, this question mark means do not read this clue like it is that normal phrase stock symbol. This is actually some big wordplay twist. Perhaps, like what other meanings could these words have? Symbol is pretty fixed there, but what else could stock be referencing?
Well, I know that there is livestock.
That's perfect. That happens to be the exact meaning we're going for here. So a symbol's a bit stretchy, but like a mark you might see relating or on livestock is going to be a brand.
Yes, the brand is the symbol that is burned into livestock to denote ownership. Let's see. Nawadi says I have to go, but thank you. Love this so much. Thank you, Nawadi.
Thanks for joining us.
Please join us again. Mick Mataliano and Dawn Up North both agree on brand. Purse 222 is suggesting Lao Tzu for the creator of Taoism.
That's it, Lao Tzu. That gives us Ellen from Talk Show at 20 across. We've also got, this has to give us enough letters for us to know. I'm a no dancer myself, but dances with a fast, slow rhythm, that's got to be salsas, right?
Exactly. Now, I had sambas at first and found out when I got Lorelei that it was, or dials in, that it was not, in fact, sambas, it was salsas. That's a tricky one.
That's a tricky one, but that's what we use our crossers for. That's the beauty of all these words intersecting. They're always going to be two ways into each square, right?
Exactly.
We've got the slightest bit crossing soak up.
Oh, well, that's got to be sop.
That's sop, nice.
Like if you sop up gravy with a piece of bread.
I like this clue. This is really, really stupid, but I like that Ana Navarro, Ana's name is the first three letters of analyst. I don't know.
See, and again, we're not weird, but this is just what word people and constructors of puzzles tend to notice.
Indeed.
So don't be alarmed if you meet up with one of us and we say, hey, did you know that your name
anagrams to
three letters?
Like Deb Amlen anagrams to mendable. Who knew?
Right, exactly. My name has been anagrammed many times, sometimes not always so nicely, but yes, mendable.
My name isn't very fun to anagram. I don't even know what you could come up with, but and I have tried before.
Lori says, now I'm ready for lunch. I need to find some gravy. Me too, Lori. I have not eaten yet. So let's bring this home so Deb can have lunch.
We've got the slightest bit this is tough to parse. It's despite the 3 vowels in a row. It's
Ah.
1 iota.
Iota.
Not 1 iota, not the slightest bit, and that's
And the
A to
crosser.
B. Yeah.
Well, the
whew.
crosser is tough to parse too, because a lot of people, I filled that in using the crossers. And then I looked at it and I said, ATOB. What's an ATOB?
Rub-a-dub-dub.
3 men in a tub.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my. That puzzle guy says Samuel Ezersky equals Sikh sleazy rum.
Oh, thank you. Well, imagine
I like that.
No further comment necessary.
I'm going to be calling him that from now on. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you for that. I've never seen that one before. Certainly. Appreciate it.
Billy Tyler says A to B killed me, slapped my forehead. Yeah, you know what? That's very common. A lot of people misparse things like that in crosswords.
Not our favorite answer, I will add.
We have one corner left. So far, I think we have all of the theme colors, though.
We
right?
do. Yes.
Green, black, white, and yellow.
Yes.
Now, interesting factoid, when I did this puzzle, because it is Black History Month, I thought that maybe those particular colors might signify the colors on the flag of an African or Caribbean nation, just as an extra Easter egg. I asked Mr. Allen, the constructor, about it. He said, no, they just happened to be the colors he was able to fit into the grid.
Yeah, and you know what? That is A-okay. I mean, the symmetry here is crazy.
That's fine. Lori and Simon Marot say 37 across is angst.
Is angst, indeed. That gives us, we've got a cousin of another color, ochre, is going to be tan.
And a lot of people contributed this before. The Egyptian symbol of life is an ankh.
This one shows up in a lot of puzzles. It's surprisingly friendly letters.
Yes. Purse 222 says Ray Sky Mazes, an email from Sam Ezersky.
Oh, God. Excellent. This is wonderful. Thanks, everybody.
This is going to be a whole new branch of wordplay.
I guess maybe the letters are fun with the Z, but it's so limited.
Okay, so
one choice. Maniacs, secret indicating gestures, sticking point for a crafts person.
Ooh, I know
gotta
that
be
one.
an all
right.
You punch things with. You stick your belt with.
You got that question mark. So a sticking point could be something that impedes progress, or it could be something that is literally a point that sticks through things, which means it would be a tool for the crafts person. And the tool they use for that is called an awl. That's how you get to the answer for questions like that. All right, we got a few left, and then we're going to ask Sam about what he has that is in relation to this puzzle. So hang in there. Olivia Chu says 9 across is fave.
Is fave, yeah, indeed.
Part of Thursdays. Well, thank you for that, Olivia. And we've got fiends for maniacs. And then shout out to Amy Ronaldo's Diary of a Crossword Fiend, which is another crossword.
One of the best crossword blogs on the interwebs.
Second to Wordplay, yes.
Well, Wordplay is not a blog; that's a column. Ever since 2011, right?
Okay. Phil in. Oh, okay. Alternative to lay or dr, which I think are abbreviations for streets or locales, and that would have to be Av.
That would have to be Av. And you know what? You bring up something helpful, Deb, is that there are 2 abbreviations here in the clue. So the answer, because it's like very obviously abbreviated, like DR for drive, rather than us just writing out drive, the answer is going to be an abbreviation too. So now we've got 1 square left.
Now, okay, we're gonna finish the puzzle, and then we're gonna open it up, and we're gonna talk to Sam a little bit. I thought this one was honestly from the Department of Redundancy Department. Eye winks. I mean, do we wink from any other part of our body? Don't answer that.
I don't answer that.
Right. Anyway, this was an excellent puzzle. I really enjoyed this. Derek, if you're still out there, this is awesome. This was an awesome
I think
Thursday.
it's fair to say we had a lot of fun.
We really did. Now, Sam, this puzzle was about songs that contain colors. And one of the things I wrote about in today's wordplay column was the fact that there is a sensory phenomenon called synesthesia, where sometimes senses can be blurred to the point where you experience both at the same time. And there's a specific one called chromesthesia, where you experience musical notes as specific colors. And you happen to be somebody who has chromesthesia. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. What can I say? I mean, it's for all the basically for all it's whenever I hear a song, I kind of pick up on I have perfect pitch, so I pick up on like what chord the song is in or the what key the general song is in. And it's not so much as seeing a color in front of me, but it's just like feeling a certain color. For instance, like all 5 black keys on a piano are different shades of purple and pink to me.
That's really cool.
So Yellow Submarine, which is in the key of F sharp primarily, is actually like just like a deep purple song to me, which is weird because it's titled Yellow Submarine.
Right.
So, I don't know.
And it's not even by Deep Purple.
Yeah, it's not even by Deep Purple. So Smoke on the Water is a black and white song to me. But yeah, I don't know. It makes listening to music a little more interesting. I didn't realize while I was growing up that this was just like some extra added, special element. It just kind of happens when I listen to music. But
I think that's very common with people who have chromesthesia, is that you grow up thinking that everybody experiences that way, and then you find out that they don't.
I think what's funny, so what I actually went ahead and did is I listened in the spirit of this puzzle. I went ahead and listened to all 9 of these songs, including all 3 green lights. Did I get the tally right? It's either 9 or 10 songs. And I tried to see if any of the colors in these titles actually matched the color of the song in my brain. And the only one that does, fun fact, is Paint It Black. Paint It Black is black. It is in the key of G. Actually, several of these songs were either in the key of G or the key of E minor, which is just like a black or white or just is achromatic song for me. I don't know why that is with the key of G in particular. But so Paint It Black, it's sort of this faded key of E minor. Or I can't even, it sounds a little sharp, so it might even be an F minor, but it's sort of black or maybe a little purplish to me. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Billy Ha is amazed by that. Lori says, very cool. Now we're going to ask you what color every song is, Sam. Prepare to be so annoyed. But you know what? I think that was just a very interesting addition to the puzzle. In fact, if you go to today's wordplay, I found a really interesting video, a TED Talk by a woman who named Caitlin Hova, who is a neuroscientist and musician, who does experience chromesthesia, and she has a very cool violin that I think is made out of lucite, so you can see colors inside it. And when she plays the notes, the violin turns the color of the notes that she normally sees. So if you want to see how chromesthetes experience this, please go to today's wordplay column and take a listen to the video. I thought it was really fascinating.
I've got to get me one of those, honestly. I mean, I've got my cruddy piano in the background there, which is just some stupid little electric keyboard that I play around on. But yeah, a color-changing violin. Why not?
Right. Derek Allen is still with us, and he says, I didn't understand the chromesthesia thing either. It's fascinating. Well, you know what? That's what we try to do in wordplay. In addition to solving the puzzle and explaining and helping things, I happen to find it very interesting to learn. So we do a lot of research for each column and bring up things that I happen to think are interesting. And, I think Isaac, our producer, has posted a link to today's column. Thank you for that, Isaac. And I want to wrap this up by saying that, Derek, we really appreciate your contribution to the week of Puzzles by Black Constructors. This was an awesome puzzle that I really enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the rotation again very soon. Sam Ezersky, I want to thank you very much for explaining this interesting part of your personality, and for joining us today. To our viewers, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you've had fun with this. Please stay tuned. Next week, we have a special guest, stand-up comedian Patton Oswalt will be joining us, and he is a terrific solver.
It's a doozy of a puzzle too, so we're gonna have some fun.
But we'll be here to support Patton. I keep telling him we haven't lost anybody yet. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next week. Have a great afternoon and happy